Hi, Randy here. I was just blessed to be a part of the Minnesota District Equip Conference. And one of the sessions we talked about leading children into the baptism in the Holy Spirit. I believe it's biblical, and I spent an hour talking about that with different illustrations, but we kind of ran out of time. So I just wanted to share something here. Sometimes people will pray and say, God, I'm open to what you have for me. I would want to receive the baptism in the Holy Spirit, and they pray for a little bit, and they don't have that sense that they received the baptism in the Holy Spirit. They didn't start praying in that beautiful spiritual language that we read about in Acts chapter 2, 4, and many other places. And so sometimes people sit back and say, well, I guess this isn't for me. And so then they stop. They stop seeking God. They stop being open to this baptism in the Holy Spirit. And so I wanted to share just a few quick things that I share with people, maybe at the end of a service time, maybe at the end of a camp, just to encourage them along the way. And the first thing is this. Know this, anytime you spend time in prayer is a good thing. People spent time around the altars and they were praying, but maybe they didn't, like I say, begin to speak in tongues or that beautiful spiritual language. And so they feel like, oh, somehow I failed or I missed it. No. Anytime we spend in the presence of God is a wonderful thing. Anytime we spend time worshiping and praising Him and seeking more of Him in our lives, that's a good thing. So don't get discouraged by that. Here's the next thing. I often will say to people, did you sense that God was doing something in your heart? Did you sense that God was doing something in your life? Okay, so don't feel bad. Keep allowing the Holy Spirit to work in you. Keep allowing the Holy Spirit to just fill you up and fill you up and fill you up to that point of overflowing. Matthew 12:34, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And when you're full of the Holy Spirit, you'll speak out that beautiful spiritual language inspired by the Holy Spirit. Here's the third thing. The Holy Spirit can fill you and give you this beautiful spiritual language anywhere and anytime if you'll simply be open. It doesn't have to be at an altar in a church. It doesn't have to be on a campground. It can be in a bus. It can be in the back seat of the car. It can be in your bedroom when you're all by yourself. I have a friend that was worshiping along, singing along with some Christian worship music while he was driving his car, and he felt the presence of the Holy Spirit in such a strong way in his life. He pulled his car over on the side of the road, and right there was baptized in the Holy Spirit, all alone by himself in the car. Well, he wasn't all alone, was he? Because the Holy Spirit was there with him. Here's the next thing. I understand sometimes we look at everything in our lives and we want it quickly. We are a microwave society. We want God to act now, and we don't want to wait. But remember, sometimes we need to wait a little. In Acts chapter 1, verse 4 and 5, Jesus was talking to his disciples. He gave them the command to go to Jerusalem, and he said, do not leave Jerusalem, but wait for the gift my Father promised, which you've heard me speak about. John baptized with water, but in a few days, you will be baptized in the Holy Spirit. So Jesus even said to them, it's not going to be immediate, right? Sometimes you need to wait a little. But understand this, waiting does not mean I'm disengaged. Waiting doesn't mean I just sit on the couch and watch Netflix, okay? Waiting, I think of it like this. It's like when you're waiting for Christmas. And when you're waiting for Christmas, there's all kinds of things to do, right? You need to go shopping. You need to get some gifts. You need to put up the tree. You need to turn on the lights. There's all kinds of things you do while you're waiting for Christmas. And so what we want to do is stay actively engaged, worshiping Jesus, spending time in the Word, reading our Bibles, taking time to pray. Waiting doesn't mean I'm disengaged. No. It means that I'm using this time to prepare myself and get my heart in the right place that I can receive what God has for me. We know this, that sometimes we just need to continue to pray and get our hearts ready. And Jesus will fill each and every one with the Holy Spirit. It's a gift to all who believe.